All right, guys, Professor Henry, Hillsborough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm with my student Jeff, and we were working a position today in our roll. Jeff, obviously a very strong guy, very difficult to armbar, not just because he's strong, but because he really understands the defense and leverage in certain positions. And just as much as an armbar, it's a really hard person to Kimura as well. So if I'm able to get the classic Kimura on him, even if I'm able to get my shin across his arm here, it's really hard for me to catch this position. A lot of times I'll bring the leg around to go to the crucifix or positions like that. In this case though, I had really good pressure on the arm, and what I was realizing is a lot of times when I lean forward too much towards his lower body or towards his gut or chest here, it makes it harder for me to transition to the position. All right. So what I realized is that as I was in this position and he was trying to knock me off balance and he was trying to defend, I started leaning my pressure more on his neck. And I'm not saying this is anything new. I'm just saying for me, it was somewhat of a realization today based on what we were doing. Okay, based on the position. I roll a lot with Jeff, so I'm always trying different ways to be able to finish because he defends really well. So what was happening here was, as I was leaning in here, I felt him circling back a little bit to get space. Okay, so as I did that, I kept leaning in and we kept going forward and he kept circling back, right? And then I kept leaning in to try to get position on him. And then when I realized what he was doing to try to get space and defend, I realized that as he went back, I was able to apply pressure going back this way. Okay, now not a traditional Kimura position necessarily, but when you really lean the pressure where it was leaning, which was here, I just slid it down towards his shoulder here, and then I was able to get the tap. Okay, again, I think I came off of like a back position here. We were defending. I went to the Kimura position here. As I was starting to, maybe step over and look at, he was defending really well. So then I transitioned more to his neck here and was applying more pressure on his neck. Now you can step over and look for the arm there. You can look for the arm bar here, but I really wanted the side Kimura. All right. So then as he turned, he kept turning. Boom! I kept applying pressure. He kept turning. I was then able to transition to the finish. All right. Anybody ever done this before? You got any comments? Any questions? Feel free to post them.